Hello, my name's Connor O'Malley, and I'm the president, and this is the vice president, Charlie Johnson,
Hello.
Eastern Bank. So, to my understanding, that we're here today to talk to the board of directors, you guys, regarding creative ways that the bank can help the community. So, before we get started with all that, we kind of want to talk you through our approach. So, we're going to approach this with both a macro and microeconomic approach. Micro in the sense where we're going to be talking about consumer spending, demand, supply in the commodity markets, and all that. And then macroeconomic, we're going to be talking about um, employment rates, consumer spending, and how they coincide with each other, and basically how we're going to try and use the bank's ability to lend to help spur economic growth. So Charlie's going to start us off with something here. He's going to quickly kind of introduce you guys of how important businesses are to society.
All right. So when you think of the national economy, there's a lot of large businesses that control a lot of the economy, but the majority of the economy is run by small businesses, and the majority of employees work for small businesses. So the cash flow from small businesses, from like farmers per se to small restaurants, that's where the majority of our economy comes from. So it helps society because that's how the consumers usually buy things from small businesses, and it's kind of a wheel and it turns on itself. So that's how it keeps the economy alive.
Yeah, so we've noticed there's some stats here that the unemployment rate in the past year has jumped 10%, and consumer spending has decreased by about 14%. And so these two indicators are massive on how societies ran and how the economy's going. So consumer spending is an important economic indicator because it reveals it reveals the consumer's confidence in the economy. If consumer spending is up, that means there's more confidence in the economy, and people will spend more and save less. And the vice versa is the same. When it comes to high unemployment, high unemployment bears an adverse effect on disposable income, because if less people are employed, there's less people with high incomes, and they have more problems spending money, which is the issue that's going on in town. A lot of these small businesses and entrepreneurs are either having to shut down, or their businesses are struggling because of the decrease in disposable income that comes along with high unemployment. In addition to that, on a more macroeconomic standpoint, um, we know that in the past few years, the nation's been in a recession, and this is an indicator of the decrease in prices in the commodity market. And we understand that this is the main source of income in the society. So we kind of want to focus on this specifically. So our approach to fixing this issue, despite the fact that local farmers are defaulting on some of their loans, this is only a small group of the entire community. And what we want to do is we want to spur economic growth by lending out more money. By lending out more money, this means that there's more money in the economy, which helps keep the economy churning.
Although it's a risk for the banks to loan out more money because they're nervous because they haven't had a lot of cash flow in because the restaurants are struggling, consumers aren't spending as much. They have to take a risk because that's what happens when the economy isn't doing well. So by giving these farmers more money, they're able to, in turn, um, farm more food and farm other commodities, and that in turn will be given to the restaurants. And hopefully, over time, the farmers will be able to pay back these loans to the bank, and the banks will eventually make their money back. So that's the goal. Although it's a very big risk, it's kind of one of the only ways that it's possible for the economy to come back up again.
Yeah, so I think the best way to think about it is as a cycle. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to funnel money into the economy, and then with this money in the economy through lending, these businesses can take this money and invest it into capital, such as technology, machines, all this different stuff, and then that can help produce more. more goods for more people to buy with the more money that has been lended out. So on top of that, with more money in the economy, more people will spend. And with more spending, that will churn economic growth and increase economic growth. In addition to that, this will help raise the demand of commodities such as wheat, barley, and soy. By increasing the demand, this increases the price of everything, while additionally increasing the supply, which also increases the quantity. So both quantity and price will rise as supply and demand both shift outward. Um,
I
in
think
addition,
lastly, talking to you guys, the board, I think we know you guys make the decision. We're just coming up with a plan, but we hope that you have enough trust in us to go forward with this plan, and hopefully it'll work out in the future.
yeah, I think that's about it for us. We just want to thank you for listening to us and thank you for your time.
Thank you.